Welcome to the walking simulator series. In this project, we are going to build a simple walking simulator in Godot. No experience needed, totally beginner friendly. By the end of this series, you will have your own little walking simulator, just like the one you see here. Here's what we are going to learn. How to move around the Godot editor, how to bring assets into your game, how to add grass, water and sky, and how to turn everything into a real playable game. This series is all about learning by doing. We will keep things simple. Coding heavy stuff will come in the later tutorials. We will build this project step by step. Here's the order. Download Godot, editor overview, interface basics, building the walking simulator, adding grass, water and sky, project settings and export. Before we start, actually don't worry about setup. I will guide you through everything from the start. So what is the walking simulator? A walking simulator is a simple exploration game. You work around, look at things, maybe interact with a few objects. No big challenges. Just relax, calm gameplay. This is perfect for beginners who want to start making games. Alright, we know what's coming. So let's start building our walking simulator. Before we start building anything, let's download Godot. Head over to the official website godotengine.org. Click download and choose the version that matches your operating system. I'm using Windows for this tutorial, but don't worry if you are on another system. If installation feels tricky, just search Godot install plus your OS name on YouTube. Most guides are super quick and easy to follow. So what makes Godot special? One of the nicest thing about Godot is how lightweight it is. It downloads fast, open fast and doesn't require installation. You just double click the file and you are inside the editor. That's it. Since Godot is a standalone file, you can keep it anywhere. But if you want to feel more like a normal app, do this. Open program files. Create a folder called Godot. Move the file inside. Then right click the file and choose Send to Desktop Create Shortcut. That way you can launch it instantly from your desktop. You can also pin it to start or your taskbar if you want even faster access. You don't have to do all these steps. The only goal is keep Godot somewhere easy to find. The easier it is to open the editor, the more likely you are to practice. And trust me, that small habit makes a huge difference. Alright, let's finally open up Godot. When you launch Godot, the first screen you will see is the project manager. This is where every project begins. Click the create button. Give your project a name. I will call mine Walking Sim Tutorial. Choose a folder for it and hit create. And here we are, the Godot editor. Let me quickly walk you through the important parts of the interface. Over here you will see the scene panel. This shows all the nodes inside your current scene. On the right is the inspector panel. Anything you select will show its properties here. Down here is the file system panel. This is where all your files live. Scenes, textures, scripts, everything. The big middle area is viewport. This is where your game world appears and where you will build scenes. Up top you got the toolbar. You will find tools, play button and important options here. And at the bottom is the bottom panel. You will use this for output, animation, debugging, etc. But we will get to those later. Don't worry about memorizing any of this right now. You will naturally pick things up as we create things together. So let's learn by making. Let's do some practice to get familiar with the editor interface. We have already created our empty project. So now let's start adding things. In your scene panel, select 3D scene as the root node. Now it should look like this. Rename node 3D to demo. You can do it by double clicking on node 3D. Or you can right click and choose rename. Next we are going to save the scene. Press Ctrl S to save it. You can give it a custom name, but I'll leave it as demo.tscn and press save. So what is .tscn mean? Every scene in Godot is saved as a tscn file. It's like a container that holds all your nodes and their settings. After saving, you will see your demo.tscn file in the file system panel. In Godot, nodes are the building blocks of everything. Each node has its own job, like showing a 3D model, playing a sound, or handling physics. You connect and organize them to make your game. In this scene, demo is our root node. We can add child nodes under it to build the game. Right click on the root node and click add child node. Now create new node window will pop up. Search for static body 3D, then click create. Now let's add another child node. This time under the static body 3D node. Right click on static body 3D, choose add child node. Search for mesh instance 3D and click create. Now it should look like this. When you select mesh instance 3D in the scene panel, you will notice the inspector changes to show its properties. Here you will see a mesh property. It's empty by default, so that's why you can't see anything in the viewport. Click the little arrow next to it and choose box mesh. Now you should see a box in the viewport. That's what a mesh does. Let's add another child node for the static body 3D. You can right click and add it like before, or use Ctrl A to open the create new node window quickly. Now search for collision shape 3D and click create. In the inspector, set the shape property to box shape 3D. You should now see a little box outline. That's the collision area. Rename static body 3D to the box. You can do it by right click rename or simply double click on the node. You can also delete, copy or duplicate nodes using the right click menu. It's a good time to clarify these terms: root, parent and child. In Godot, everything is built in a tree structure. Each node can have a parent and one or more children. This helps organize your project clearly. The root node is the topmost node in the scene. Everything else in the scene is connected to it in some way. A parent node is any node that has one or more child nodes under it. A child node is node that is attached under another node. This structure helps Godot know how things relate to each other. For example, if you move the parent, all its children move with it. In our example, demo is the root node. The box has two child nodes, mesh instance 3D and collision shape 3D. Those two nodes share same parent, which is the box. And the box itself has a parent, demo, the root node. Let's talk about one of the most important areas, the viewport. This is where you build your levels and see your game world. You will find tools at the top for move, rotate and scale. You can also navigate using your mouse. You can right click and drag to look around, and hold right click, use WASD keys to move the camera like in a first person game, and you can hold shift while moving to move faster. You can use scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and middle click and drag to pan, and press F to focus the selected object. The colored arrows in the viewport shows the axis. Don't worry about mastering everything now. You will naturally get better using the viewport as we go. It's not hard, just keep practicing and have fun. You will get comfortable faster than you think. Let's move on. It's time to create your first script. We are going to make script for the box. To do that, select the box node, click on the attach script icon, keep everything as default and hit the create button. Immediately Godot will switch to its built-in code editor. From the top tabs, you can go back to the 3D view. You will notice the box node have a small icon. That means a script is attached. You can click the icon anytime to open the script. Let's take a look at the code. As mentioned earlier, we are not diving deep into the code for this project. Just taking a quick look. Here, remove the pass line under the ready function and replace it with this. Then press Ctrl S to save your progress. Next, press the 3D button in the top bar to switch back to the 3D viewport. Now it's a good time to run the project. Press play icon in the top right corner. When you run the project for the first time, you will see this dialog. Just press select current. This will set our demo scene as the main scene of the game. You will only see this once for the first run. When you run the project, you will see this. So you are right, you can't see anything because we haven't had the camera yet. But if you check the console output, you will notice this. That means your script worked. Congratulations on your first console output. You can close the game preview by pressing the close button or use the stop button next to the run button at the top right. Now let's add a camera. To do that, select the root node and press Ctrl A to open Create New Node window. Search for Camera 3D and hit Create. You will see camera node appear like this. In the inspector panel, you will notice a small camera preview. Right now the camera is in the world origin, so it only shows the horizon. To see the box, we need to move the camera a bit. Click and drag the blue arrow to move the camera backward. You will see the preview update as you move it. You can also adjust the camera's position precisely using the transform properties in the inspector. That's useful for exact adjustments like moving 2 meters up, rotating 15 degrees or scaling 3x. Let's move the camera exactly 1.5 meters on the z-axis. Now run the project again. You will see the box, but something missing, right? Yes, there's no light. In the editor you see lighting by default, but it is not included in the actual game. We will need to add that manually. To add lighting and an environment, click the 3 dots icon in the top right corner of the viewport. Here you will see the default environment and default sun. These are temporarily editor only helpers. To make them part of your game, click both buttons, add sun to scene and add environment to scene. You will now see new nodes appear in the scene panel. Now let's run the game one more time. So everything works beautifully. Congratulations, and you just got your first 3D scene running in Godot. Let's make things a bit cleaner. We can reuse things we already created. This saves a lot of time and performance too. Let's save the box node as a separate scene. To do that, right click on it, then click Save Branch as a scene from the drop down. Next, you will see this window. You can rename it, but let's keep the suggested name and hit save. Now it collapses into a single node. We can easily duplicate it. Right click and choose duplicate, or just select it and press Ctrl D. This creates two boxes stacked on top of each other. So let's move one by dragging the arrow. There's another way to reuse it too. Since we made it a scene, you can see it in file system panel. Just drag and drop it from there into the viewport. Now I will change their positions and rotations. Next, move the camera while checking the preview in the inspector. Now take a look at your scene panel. It looks a bit messy, right? Let's fix that. Add a new node and rename it to boxes. Next, we will make the box node children of the boxes node. To do that, hold Ctrl and click on both the box nodes. Then drag and drop them onto the boxes node. Now it will look like this. As we discussed earlier, boxes is now the parent of the box nodes. You may have noticed this before. You can expand or collapse nodes using this little arrow. Seems like a simple trick, right? Yes, but when your project grows large with many nodes, this helps you to stay organized and focused. Also, by grouping things like this, You can easily move, rotate or scale all three boxes at once by using the parent node. And by toggling the eye icon, you can show or hide nodes. Take a look at your file system now. It can be organized too. Right click on the resources folder, then select create new folder. Name it scenes. Then create two more folders named assets and scripts. Next, select both demo tscn and the box tscn and drag them into the scenes folder. Finally, move the GD files into the script folder. That's it for the basics. You are now ready to start building the walking simulator. We will use this same project for it, and congratulations on finishing the basics. First of all, let's clear our project. You can either delete everything inside the scene or create a brand new project. I'm simply delete the unnecessary nodes to prepare for the next steps. Just don't delete the direction light 3D and world environment nodes. Add a character body 3D node. Rename character body 3D to player. Next, add these nodes as children of player. Mesh instance 3D, collision shape 3D, camera 3D. For the mesh instance 3D, set the mesh property to capsule mesh. For the collision shape, set the shape property to capsule shape 3D. Now set the player camera's position to 0.5 on the y-axis. Next, select the player node and attach a script. You will see this window. Look carefully at the file path. It tries to save the script inside scenes folder, but we want all scripts inside the script folder. Click the little folder icon. Use the arrow button to go to the project root, then navigate into the correct script folder. Keep the same file name and hit open. Notice that the template character body 3D basic movement is selected. Click create. Then you will see the basic movement template code. For our project, we need a slightly different script. Replace everything in your script with the following. Switch back to the 3D view and press Ctrl S to save. It's a good time to save the player as a scene. We already did this before for the box. Right click on the player, click Save Branch as Scene. Carefully save it inside the correct scenes folder. Finally, it will look like this. To keep things simple, I prepared a small 3D island map for you. You can download it from this link. First, open your assets folder. You can easily open folders from the File System tab. Right click on the Assets folder and click Open in File Manager. This will open your Assets folder. Next, extract the downloaded zip file. Inside it, you will find folder named Map. Copy the extracted map folder into your project asset folder. Then it will look like this. Switch back to Godot. It will import the files automatically. Now you will see the map folder inside the file system. We need to locate the 3D model file. Use the search box and type map. You will see map.gltf. Right click it and select instantiate. Now this beautiful map appears in the viewport. You may notice the player is hidden somewhere below it. Move the player upward so you can see it. If you trying to run the project now, you will get a bunch of errors like this. This is because we haven't created the input actions yet. Go to project settings. In the project settings window, switch to the input map tab. In the add new action box, type move forward and press add. Repeat this process until you have these actions. Move forward, move backward, move right, move left, jump, etc. These names must match exactly because the script used these actions for the movement. Now click the little plus icon next to move forward action. A small window appears and waits for your input. Press W on your keyboard. Then hit OK. Now it will look like this. I also add the up arrow as a second key. So now move forward can triggered by W or up arrow. Repeat this for all actions. Once everything is assigned, it should look like this. Close the window. Now finally you can run the project. Walk around using WASD, look around with the mouse and press ESC to exit the game. If you followed everything up to this point, congratulations, you now have your own walking simulator. I also want to talk about a few other useful parts of Godot, such as add-ons and shaders. I will cover these briefly while adding grass, water and sky. Before adding grass or water, make sure your renderer is set to forward plus, otherwise the shader may not work correctly. If it's not set to forward plus, select forward plus in the top right corner and click restart project. Let's fill these empty ground areas with grass. Right now your scene should look like this. To add grass, we need to use an add-on. When you switch to the add-ons tab, it will look like this. You need an active internet connections to see this. Search for grass and you will see this add-on. Click on the add-on and then click download. It will finish downloading quickly. Then click install. Do not change any settings. After installation, you will see a message saying it was installed successfully. You will also see a new folder named add-ons in the file system panel. Click OK and go back to the 3D view. Now go to project settings, plugins. You will see the plugin name we installed, but it is not enabled yet. Enable the plugin and close the window. Now select the demo node and press Ctrl A to create a new node. Search for grass and you will find simple grass textured node. Click create. Your viewport will now show a brush. You can paint grass by clicking. You can adjust the radius using bracket keys. Also you can use this bottom panel. And you can adjust the density using the plus and minus keys. Change radius and density as needed and paint grass across the ground. Use WASD movement to navigate. This is also a good chance to practice viewport movement. Use the erase tool to remove grass. Shortcut is X. When you using erase, switch back to the airbrush by pressing D. Use correct brush sizes to speed up your workflow. You can also use erase grass to create simple paths like this. Click on any other node to exit grass painting mode. Now you can see the grass with a small wind animation. So now you learned how to use an add-on to make your work easier. we are going to make water. Before that, just hide the player, map and grass for now. Create a mesh instance 3D node and assign a quad mesh. You will see this. Rename it to water. Click on quad mesh to open its sub-properties. Change the orientation to face Y. Change the size to 500 by 500 so it covers a large area. Next, add the shader material to its material property. Click on it again to open sub-properties. For the shader, create a new shader. Keep everything default and click the folder icon. Choose the script folder and rename it to water. Press open. Hit create. Next, click on water.gd shader and it will open the shader editor at the bottom. Remove the existing code and replace it with this given code. After pasting, you will see a little animation. Under shader parameters, we need to assign the water texture. I found this cool water texture from OpenGameArt. Drag and drop the downloaded texture into your assets folder. Then drag it into the water shader slot. You will see stylish water. Then toggle the visibility of the player, map and grass. Change the water's Y position value to 2.5. Now we have water. Next, let's work on the sky. Click on World Environment and in the inspector, click on Environment, then click on Sky. It currently has a procedural sky. Let's replace it with a panorama sky. It will turn dark like this. Click on the panorama sky material and it will ask for a panorama image. We need an image for it. Here you can find free skyboxes. Extract the downloaded zip file and add the sky image to your project's asset folder. Then drag and drop it into panorama slot. Now the sky looks more vibrant and stylish. And that's it for the sky. Let's talk about project settings. Go to project settings. In the general tab under configs, you can change the project name, description, icons and more. Under display window, you can change the screen size, mood and other display options. Change the mode to full screen so it looks better after export. Then close the window. Now it's time to export your game. But when you export for the first time, you need an additional component called export templates. So first we need to download those templates. Go to editor, manage export templates. You will see a message saying export templates are missing, download them or install from a file. Click download and install. This is the easiest option because it automatically downloads the correct version. You will need an active internet connection for this. Also the templates are nearly 1 GB in size, so it may take some time to download. After the installation is finished, you can close the window. You only need to do this one time. You don't need to repeat it for every project. Now we are ready to export our project. Go to Project, Export. First add an export preset. I choose Windows Desktop. Tick Embed PCK and then Export Project. It will ask where to save. I made a builds folder and kept the name as the same. Remove the tick from export with debug, then click save. Now you have your game as an exe file. Give it to your friends to try. So congratulations, you have reached the end of this walking simulator tutorial series. If you followed along, you should now have a complete project similar to the one I showed. If you are a complete beginner, you may have struggled at certain points. That is totally fine. Learning anything new takes time. If something did not work the way I showed, try again on a fresh day with a fresh mind. Also, if you need the final project files, you can download it here. Feel free to explore, experiment and change things. This is not the end of this tutorial. This series will continue with more lessons. So make sure to subscribe so you will not miss any new content. See you soon.